too. Real Madrid played really well, by the way, but Bayern were just better than that. What are you talking about?
I saw a different person
Do
off
you
camera.
come on air and say the opposite to what you've said all day?
Thank you. Tell him, Troy.
What'd I say?
Tell him.
All
Tell
day
him.
you've been saying how Real Madrid just got individuals, no real identity.
Who was he sticking a knife in? At me, right? Making fun of me and my comment about Real Madrid. Real Madrid this, Real Madrid that. And then now all of a sudden you're changing. Who are you?
What I saw.
Who are you?
What I saw.
So just
What
to
an
clarify, you
absolute
think Real
comedian.
Madrid
I thought they were fantastic.
better today?
No.
Okay.
If you guys want to talk for me, then there's nothing.
No, we don't want to talk for you.
We're just
We just want
trying
you
to
to.
grasp what
But based on how you read that graphic, is based on how you're talking about this game. So it's fine.
Listen.
Wow.
Real Madrid were fantastic today. Are we in
Okay.
agreement or no?
No.
You don't thought
I
they were
didn't
not
think I didn't think Real Madrid that good. No.
Really?
Had
You
no
see how
control
many
of the
chances
game.
Mbappé missed? How many chances Mbappé? How many chances Vini missed? How many chances they created around the box? I thought they were very good.
Okay.
But Bayern Munich were better.
Grella seems to think that Real Madrid played a great game. I was a bit disappointed in what Real Madrid offered. What do you think?
Which game? The first 60 minutes or the last 30 minutes? Because it was like two completely different games. And I'll tell you what, well, Bayern Munich was the better team, but Real Madrid could have won. It was that kind of exhilarating, fun, entertaining game. He had absolutely everything. But in terms of tactics that made Real Madrid play well in the last 30 minutes, I found this fascinating. The plan was not to defend that deep. But the wingers, especially of Real Madrid, seeing how much control and how much of the ball Bayern had, how fast they moved, and also feeling that they had defensive obligations, became the full backs. So everybody was around the box of Real Madrid. That's not what was planned. At the time of recovering the ball, they either lost it, and the 2 goals came from losing the ball in the midfield, or they just couldn't release the forwards. So they changed that. It's like, forget about coming so deep, and, you know, be behind the defence, be behind the fullbacks, which is eventually what Vini especially did, and Mbappé as well when he moved wide. And then that opened up a little bit the game. But having scored a second goal just after the second half, basically it kind of shocked Real Madrid, and it took a while for them to get hang of the game. And what we saw was the Bernabéu helping, because in the minute 60, when you have heard the 4,000 Bayern fans more than the 76,000 Real Madrid fans for the first hour, minute 60, there is that chance of Vini with Neuer. Neuer closes the gap, and Vini just doesn't even force a save of Neuer. And you know, in my mentality, it'd be like, that's it, it's not going to happen today. In Real Madrid's mentality, according to Rudiger, they were like, yeah, miracle is on. And the fans felt exactly the same. So the noise changed, the temperature changed, and Bayern Munich felt a little bit in shock of what was going on, because they didn't feel that they'd done anything wrong to deserve that. But then it's normal that you have to give Neuer the MVP of the game, because he saved Bayern Munich. It could have been a completely different score, and that's why you got Vincent Kompany saying at the end of the game, 2-1, yeah, I'll take that. I'm happy with that. First win of Bayern out of the last 10 games against Real Madrid.
Guillem, I'm a big fan of you. You already know that. But also your analysis of the game for me is 10 out of 10. I want to take both your eyes out. I want to put one on top of his forehead and one on top of his forehead.
What?
Because I saw the game exactly the way you saw the game.
Do you mean I agreed with you?
In the first 60 minutes, for me, was all Bayern, was no Real Madrid European night. And then in the last 30 minutes, I thought then they created a lot of those chances on the counter-attack. But for me, it was one of the highest level football matches I've seen in a long time.
Get him, Troy. I'm not going to say it. Get him, Troy. And then now he's come with a complete different energy. I think that was... Hold on, let me finish. You've had your moment. You've had your moment. That was a great game of football. I think both teams had tremendous amount of opportunities to really put this game to bed, but it goes about the quality of players that you talk about, the individual moments, the importance of the goalkeepers and the saves that they make. This tie is not dead. As much as Bayern got the job done when you talk about the two-legged style, they went away from home, they got a win. It's still not going to be an easy game in the second leg. And I think with Real Madrid and the opportunities that they know that they weren't clinical enough in this game today, facing the top side, they will still believe they can go and get a result in that second leg.
Got a quick question for both of you. Of those chances there, how many should they have scored?
2 or 3.
I think 3.
2 or 3?
For the quality of the players you're talking about,
is one,
they should have scored that.
Mbappé wrapping around at the end there.
How
He
many
hits
do
the
you think,
targets a goal.
One.
The Vinícius Junior 1v1. The rest are very difficult, high-level moments to score.
Mbappe's one way of the one-on-one when he's running behind the defender there. You think Mbappé, a player of his level and quality, shouldn't have scored that?
Or hit the target?
I mean, he puts a brilliant save by the goalkeeper.
At the end that he swerves on the post.
Yeah, but he's trying to find it. I just think when you go, they should have scored, they should have scored. If that's the case, just show 6 times, at least they cuts in on his left foot. He should score then.
For sure.
Like, it's not.
But that's what we're saying.
When we use the term, he should score, this is why I get so frustrated when it comes to the goalkeepers. Remember a few weeks back we had the goalkeeper situation. It's like, goalie makes a mistake. Oh, no one say anything. Striker has a chance. On the angle, try to bend it into that far corner. It's a very difficult skill to make. And it's like, he should score. Should have scored 2 or 3. So,
but when you put when you put 3 or 4 of those half chances together, you figure.
I would say they should have scored 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is when strikers get very emotional.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
We're live on YouTube, as we mentioned earlier. We have got our first comment of the night. Let's have a look at it, shall we? I think on the Real Madrid side of things, Real Madrid was in shambles until Jude Bellingham was subbed in.
Hey, what he's saying there, Real Madrid were in shambles until Birmingham was subbed in. That's what he said.
I think it was England, actually.
Birmingham was subbed.
This is what
but you made a point as well.
But this is what I was going to say. Bayern Munich was up 2-0 and they played very excellent in the first half. Then there was a period in the second half when they managed the game, when they had the ball. Elise was playing little games and they were controlling it. They slowed the game down. They were popping it around, little triangles. Real Madrid couldn't get the ball. They're sliding all over. Elise taking cheap little fouls. Then I was like, okay, Bayern's in control. By the way, up to the 60th minute, Upamecano, I said, wow, can it be that 60 minutes he played without making a mistake? Right on the 60 minutes, he makes a mistake. As soon as he made that mistake, and as soon as Jude was subbed in, so I agree with this viewer, the game changed. And then Real Madrid turned on. And they hit on the counter many times. That's where all those chances came. Those were mostly second-half chances. So the game changed for me halfway through. When I made those comments to Nigel was the first half when Bayern Munich didn't let them breathe. They were all over them.
Well,
unfortunately, maybe Upamecano, we've seen this time and time again. Is he the weak link in this Bayern Munich side?
Don't want to put out on one individual, but I would say still, as good as Bayern Munich played fantastic attacking football, I don't trust them defensively still. I mean, we just showed all the chances and how Real Madrid created opportunities. And you talk about top-level teams that they could face in this tournament. They've got attacking players like that with pace who can break free. I don't trust them defensively. I think that they will concede goals and make individual mistakes.
But then just back to Jude, I thought it's a brave call from a manager to go with a young, homegrown player in a game of this magnitude in the moment that they're in as well. Remember only a few weeks ago, Real Madrid were top of La Liga. Now they're not. Now they're falling away from it. This is all of their season, really. And you leave Jude Bellingham on the bench. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And when he came on, he looked fit, he looked angry, he was running past people. I was like, okay, that's interesting. Because that's normally somebody that would get a manager sacked, that type of movement. So I expect to see Jude playing in the second leg, which could play into Real Madrid's favour. I just think over the course of the season and the course of the team, Bayern Munich are just better in every department.
I mean, but okay, so if you say that, then what percentage chance would you say Real Madrid have in this second leg? It's only 2-1. And again, you talk about the individual.
It's a normal game of football, so I'd go 60-40 into Bayern Munich.
You would
because
agree
it's
with
a game of football.
I'll probably say I'll give Bayern Munich 55%.
50, that's quite slim.
Because it's only 2-1. That's the thing. It's only 2-1. We just saw the chances. If you're Real Madrid right now, coming off this game, yes, you lost. They still played well. They will be angry at themselves for not taking the amount of chances they had because they hold themselves at such a high standard at the top level of these clubs. I know what you're saying about you think they might have scored maybe 1 or 2 of those chances. For those players there and the levels that they're playing at, they'll just be disappointed not to score those chances. That's the standard they hold themselves, that they will feel that they'll get more chances in that second leg.
So, but I will say this, though. Actually, the story, though, for me was how many chances Real Madrid missed also. They missed so many chances. This game could have probably ended like 4-3. In favor of Bayern Munich. That had so many chances. It was a high-level game. It was played open, and although Bayern could have scored 3 or 4 more in different moments, so could have Real Madrid because they had so many opportunities too. Real Madrid.
Jude Bellingham was a massive moment, was he, bringing him into the game. He looked strong, he looked powerful, he was running over the midfield. Talk me through why he didn't start the game, in your opinion.
See, the thing of watching, sorry to say this, but the thing of watching a game on television is that you don't get to see one after the first 2 runs, he goes like,
That's like Nigel most times walking up the stairs.
He was dead. No, we were watching at that, and I was with Peter Michael next to me, and it's like, he's dead after 15 minutes because he's not there yet. That's why he hasn't started. Same as Militao, he had 30 minutes at the weekend, but you can see that when he's in good form, these are the words of Arbeloa, but I agree, possibly the best centre-back in the world. They're not there. But now they've got an extra week. I still feel that Bellingham shouldn't start, really. It's going to take him a while to get to his form. But you have seen, as you mentioned, you've seen how important he is to the side. He adds something else, a different level. I should tell you, the debate in Spain is Mbappé good enough for this team? And the second debate is, can Vini, Bellingham and Mbappé work together? Maybe Bellingham should be on the bench. It's like, come on. And you see it today, and it's like, no, they all have to play.
Guillem, speaking of all have to play, obviously next week the tie shifts to Germany. It felt like Bayern Munich will be happy with that result. Will Real Madrid go there, though, believing that they can overturn the tie? Who do you favour in that game?
It is the kind of game, correct me if I'm wrong, in which Real Madrid feel they can win it, Bayern Munich feel they can win it, Real Madrid feel that they can lose it, and Bayern Munich feel that they can lose it. It's just there is no that goal, and this was said by Arbeloa at halftime to his players. If we score a goal, the tie is on. 2-0 would have been difficult. And of course, Vincent Kompany is thinking and has said to us, to CBS, that at the Allianz it will be a different thing. You know, perhaps we'll have the shooting boots on and the finishing boots on because they had a lot of chances. But so did Real Madrid, so they can be exposed. And they will not change, either of them, the way they're playing, apart from adjusting what Real Madrid did from the minute 60, which is to wait for the ball further up for the forwards, be more aggressive in the pressure, and that will just balance things out. I think they might have learned a lesson today, Real Madrid, and you don't want Real Madrid to learn lessons.